I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this is a quick synopsis for Funeral March for the Maestro. Murder, mayhem, and monkey business. Note to readers, Lark Larson, former Hamilton coach with a loser record extraordinaire, is also the cheapest man of all time. He's on the telephone with Jones as twice as nice plumbing ripped Jones's Colonial on the Common apart. For some unknown reason, Lark lent Professor Nussbaum a considerable amount of money to purchase a Steinway piano. Now Nussbaum is trying to delay paying back what he owes to Lark. Mookie and Kookie are the twin plumbers who serve two purposes. They are Jones' characters that are so bizarre they provide for comic relief, as well as royally upsetting. Later in the book, they lead Jones toward the killer of the Maestro. Yes, the legendary conductor of the Prince William Symphony and professor at Hamilton College, Arnold Nussbaum, is killed in the music conservatory past the baseball diamond's left field. In fact, Jones, his fellow coach Matt Connor, and his baseball camp hear one shot followed by a pause and another shot. Lark Larson leaves in his antiquated bomber of a car and races out of the parking lot. I don't think this investigation is going to be flawless. Security cop Bucky Driscoll is on the prowl and already gave Mac a parking citation earlier that morning. And Arnie, taunting Jones from the bleachers, runs to the conservatory with Jones. Strangely, all the doors are locked and Nussbaum's dog is barking inside. Bucky unlocks the conservatory but won't let anybody inside. Lark, fleeing from the scene, causes a 35-car pileup with 25 people injured on the highway. The aging coach is arrested and locked in George Strickland's jail. More suspects come into view, including Mrs. Nussbaum and Mayor Piccata's wife, and a floppy-haired Mick Dumas, a music teacher and part of the Mick Dumas trio who was denied promotions at the school. A somewhat disturbed son-in-law to Nussbaum is also on the most wanted suspect list. Let's just see what warrants these people being suspected by Jones. Lark keeps yelling in the jail cell that he's doomed. I'm doomed! And George Strickland's gawky deputy Wendell is enamored by the striking Lenore Piccata. The son-in-law, Steve Corbett, was once a lieutenant colonel in the service and had a munitions accident. He had a head injury and he's never been the same since then. Corbett likes the woman and is on meds. And Steve Corbett ran into the parking lot and drove away like a bat out of hell. Aha! Don't jump to conclusions. Jones needs more facts, the who's and the why's. So, how do I recruit my suspects? I'd like to think they all could have been the murderer given the right circumstance and motivation. And just because a reoccurring Jones character is a suspect doesn't mean that he or she isn't a killer. And it's a good thing if the victim had it coming from any one of these potential cold-blooded killers. Sometimes I don't even know myself until the story takes me forward. And at other times I know even before I write the story in the outline that a certain somebody has committed the murder. 3 of the suspects in Funeral March for the Maestro are real people. Of course, the real-life characters are exaggerated. I will at another time talk about my characters in depth. I spoke to the real-life Lark when I was at college and found him to be a wonderful guy. So did everyone else he coached. I spoke to him for almost 2 hours and missed one of my classes. The Lark Larson in the Jones book was a nice guy and didn't do well coaching, and a better coach replaced him in real life. The rest of Lark's neurotic psycho personality is all made up. Mick Dumas is close to someone I knew, except the guy I knew was never accused of murder that I know of. Steve Corbett was a guy that was a little bit off. That's all I'll say about him. Arnie Dewis, accompanied by his compadre Bucky Driscoll, postulates an incredibly stupid theory about how Nussbaum was killed. And at the same time, the Bisbane brothers, Mookie and Kookie, are destroying Jones's house for what was supposed to be a simple job. And then Lark is rushed to Prince William Medical Center with chest pains. Jones learns that the DA, Herbert Lane's assistant, Roland Chance, had screamed at Lark, causing the chest pains. Father Gallagher had Arnold Nussbaum, his wife Helga, and daughter Bernice over at the rectory many times for dinner. Gallagher thinks that Lark killed Nussbaum, and Nussbaum's dog Rex was barking at the conservatory. Character backgrounds are always important, and so are the background relationships. And so are the idiosyncrasies. Sometimes the idiosyncrasies are enough to produce clues. Personal characteristics can play a large part in steering the compass needle toward the murderer. How about the secrets that they may share with another character? That's important too. And let me ask you this. What do suspects do right after the murder? And is a suspect knocked off? A suspect in the funeral march for the Maestro is murdered. Back to the story. Enter a wacky character, Lark's old buddy from Kokomo U, the hefty Sid V.D. Smoltz, who Lark claims is undefeated. Smoltz, from the rural South, asks Police Chief George Strickland, "You the law in this town?" Jones questions the chest pain story, and Arnie Dewar's cigarette is dropped by the gas pump. How come Corbett's right eye drifts to the right? And the clues come marching in. Steve Corbett was assigned to the first and second floor of the library on the morning of the murder. What about the white car that vanishes in the night? And the stunning Lenore Picardo, the mayor's wife, was very, very close to the late, great Arnold Nussbaum. Lenore Picardo is caught by Jones snooping outside the conservatory windows. And Mick Dumas's contract at the college is not renewed on the recommendation of Arnold Nussbaum. And crime tidbits always tell a story. There are no fingerprints on the piano or the murder weapon. We are near the end here, thank God, and the ever-popular twist in the story. Lenore Picardo was with Steve Corbett, according to Gallagher, an affair with Corbett, and Corbett is missing. And the Bisbane boys find out some ballistic information. I really think the final confrontation with the murderer is one of the best in any of my Jones stories. Action and danger with Jones right in the middle of it all. And we find out that one of Hamilton, New Hampshire's oddballs is correct in their theory about the murderer. We will know who killed Arnold Nussbaum. Funeral March for the Maestro is right there on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. And the audiobook is very good, is at audible.com and iTunes. I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this has been a quick synopsis for Funeral March for the Maestro.